Hi everyone, it's Tawney. So I kind of wanted to sit down and talk with you guys about some things that have been going on lately. I haven't filmed and uploaded a video in a hot minute. I uploaded a Halloween video in December, so if that tells you how well I'm doing, it doesn't say much for me. It doesn't say that things are going well, honestly. Back in October, I had filmed a Halloween video. I don't even know if it was before or after everything went downhill, but I had filmed a Halloween video and I just had it sitting. Like, I never edited it. I never bothered to get it up on YouTube, no nothing. And that's totally on me. I was just lazy. But then my world crumbled and I was just like, I don't have time to edit a freaking video of me putting on makeup. I understand that that's very important and I enjoy YouTube very much. I enjoy doing makeup. So let me backtrack. About early October, my landlord had come to my apartment to talk to me, and he said the neighbor has been interested in buying the property for a while, and he wanted to know, if you would switch with his daughter. So my landlord owned my garage apartment, my old apartment. I'll show you some clips of my new place at the end of this. Once I'm done talking, you'll see all of it. I lived in the garage apartment that my landlord owned. There was a house beside it that shared the driveway and the garage and the garage part of the apartment. I'm sure you remember me talking about all of that. I had issues with those neighbors, whatever. Trying to let bygones be bygones, but I'm still really mad about it. And my mom and I are still really pissed about the whole situation. And then my landlord also owned a separate house. And my neighbor wanted to move his daughter, who lived in the separate house, into my garage apartment and have me move into the separate house, So I told my landlord, sure, I'll go look at it, no big deal. And then offhandedly, I was like, would it be okay if my boyfriend moved in with me? We've been talking about it, not really sure if he'd want to, but just do I have permission from you for him to be put on the lease? Or if we don't, that you just are aware that he's living there. I don't want to get in any trouble. I did that once, thought everything was fine, and realized, no, legally you can get into trouble if you don't tell your landlord that you have somebody living with you who's not on the lease that they don't know about. So I'm trying to do things legally and as straight as I can because I don't want to get in trouble. I don't like getting into trouble. I'm not dealing with any legal stuff. That's not happening to me. So I had talked with my boyfriend the next day, and I was just like, so I might be moving. It's going to be a 3-bedroom, 1.5 bath house. My landlord said you could move in with me. I was like, would you want to move in? Because at the same time, the exact same day, my landlord said, hey, can I stop by and chat with you about something? My boyfriend was like, my uncle said that we're leaving our apartment. I have to find a new place to live. I think I'm going to sleep on my sister's couch. So we went to look at the house about a week, less than a week later, and it was not what I was expecting. My garage apartment had so many more updated features. The kitchen was twice as big. The bathroom was just nicer. The floors were a laminate, it was wood looking laminate type thing. It had an upstairs, downstairs. Not that the house doesn't, but you know what I mean? My garage apartment was so nice. It was the nice. I've only lived in 2 apartments along with the house that I'm in now, but we'll get there. But I felt like it was just so nice and so updated and everything I was looking for. There were little things wrong with it, but honestly, nothing that I could really complain about considering I needed to get out of my old apartment. I wanted someplace new. I was just going to take whatever. And I ended up with this really nice apartment and it was it couldn't get any better. And I cried to my boyfriend. I was like, I don't know that I want this. I don't know what I want to do. My mom was like, you either take it and you get to stay in the small little town that I've grown up in. I've lived in the same small town my entire life. I've just slowly moved further away from my mom. This is my 3rd apartment, technically. And I've been in 4, from my childhood home to apartment in this house. And I've still stayed in my small little town and I want to keep it that way. She was just like, you either take it or you become homeless and you just figure something else out. Well, right about that time, my boyfriend had moved in with me at my old apartment in the garage apartment. And then he ended up getting sick, and he has an autoimmune disease that's a gastrointestinal type thing. So he ended up in the hospital, and then he had to get taken to a hospital 2 hours away from me to get further treatment, something that they could that they had better doctors that were able to help him and treat him the way that he needed. And he had more intense needs than what the first hospital was able to handle. So he was in the hospital for a month. And during that time, I hadn't really been looking into the new apartment, house technically is what we're calling it, the house, I hadn't really been looking into all of that. I hadn't really thought about it. I was just sort of like trying to survive because my boyfriend is sick. He had emergency surgery. He had a life-changing operation that like we would then have to deal with. I'm trying to be a supportive girlfriend, but all at the same time, my mental health was like deteriorating like crazy. Like I got myself sick. Like I ended up with a sinus infection because I like was so stressed out. I wasn't eating, and if I was eating, it wasn't staying there very long, if you catch my drift, without me being gross. Don't want to be too TMI. And I was just like not doing well. And I was like slowly coming back up that little mountain. And my landlord texts me and he's like, you can move your stuff in whenever you're ready. And I was like, do what now? I was like, what do you mean move my stuff in? Like, I didn't really know that was going, like, my mom had basically told me to tell the landlord that I didn't want to move until the house was officially sold and I no longer was renting from my landlord, basically. Because the neighbor, like my direct neighbor, had bought the property. So then with his daughter moving in, it would kick me out and I would go back to renting from the landlord, and then they wouldn't have anything to do with the landlord because, it'd be a sale and final, done. And so I told my landlord this, and I was waiting for him to say, okay, the apartment is sold. You got to move out. Like, here's the date. Like, nothing. It was just sort of like, you can move in starting on Monday. And I got this on a Friday. So I spent all weekend panicking about, like, what am I going to do? How am I going to figure this out? Who's going to help me move? Because my dad had helped me move the last 2 times I moved. And I no longer have dad to help me with that. So I was just like, I don't really have anybody. I was like, I got me, my mom, my sister. She didn't even want to help. My friend, who had moved at the same exact time I was moving. So then I told my landlord, I was like, well, I need to wait till the weekend so I can have a little bit of help. And he's like, well, I have a trailer. If you need some help, please let me know. And I was like, oh my gosh, please. Like, we would appreciate it so much. So I got my aunt and my 2 cousins, which they were like 12 and 13. I think 11 and 12. Turning 12 and 13, something like that. The youngest one told me at one point, and I have since forgotten. I have had so much going on that's the least of my concerns is how old my cousin is. But they offered to help and brought some friends of theirs with them. So then that way we were able to get a lot of the stuff moved over. It took us 2 days to get stuff moved. I got a call on that Saturday when everything had officially been moved in and I just had to organize and move stuff around and just like get it where I wanted it. I got a call that my boyfriend was going to be discharged from the hospital. And I'm like, holy F and S, like I am not prepared for him to come home. I have nothing ready. The place is not like done up. I wanted to make it a home so then that way he would be able to feel comfortable and feel at ease and recover. So then that way he could get better. You know what I mean? Like, I wanted everything to be like ready for him, and I didn't feel like it was. So I was panicking, and I told my mom, and I was just like, look, this is what's going on. We got to figure this out. Like, I don't know what we're going to do, but we just have to do it. Well, then he ended up going downhill the next day. So then they scrapped the plan of him coming home. And because he was supposed to, they said Saturday he could come home, and then they said, no, wait, we have to wait till Monday. Then Sunday, they were like, no, there's an issue. We're going to have to wait a little bit. So like another week or 2 passes, and then my boyfriend was finally able to come home. It was the longest month of my life, and I'm not even exaggerating. So then my boyfriend comes home. Our whole lives are changed. Everything is different. Like, he has a whole bunch of medications and things that we have to adjust to. Like, he didn't just come home and everything's hunky-dory. Like, it's a whole, like, it's so, like, it's hard for me to, like, grasp it all because I've never had to deal with this before. I keep telling everybody this. Like, I've never had to deal with this before. So it's all new. Like, I never wanted to be Nurse Tawney, and all of a sudden I'm Nurse Tawney. And now I have to take care of my boyfriend and my cat and myself. Meanwhile, I'm imploding internally. Like, I'm having serious mental health issues. I'm still seeing my therapist, but I feel like it only helps in the moment and like a day or 2 after, and then after that I'm just like completely like back down to where I had been, and it's like chaos. Like, inside my mind I feel like it's just chaos, and I'm trying to like not output that. So then that way I'm not stressing out my boyfriend, but I'm just like, everything is hitting me that like, how am I not supposed to be stressed out? How is it not supposed to like overwhelm me? So we got through Thanksgiving. My boyfriend had another appointment and they told us nothing. We never even met with the doctor or surgeon or nothing. Like, we met with a physician's assistant and it was just like, I don't know. It just felt like it was kind of like a waste. So then I whipped out my social worker knowledge and power, honestly, and I complained to the nurse and I was like, this is ridiculous. We drove 2 hours away to sit here for 15 minutes. We waited longer than we actually were with the physician's assistant. And I'm like, we were supposed to meet the surgeon. We were supposed to get answers. You've told us nothing. We've told you more than you've told us. Like, we told her, you know, what's been going on, the changes we've seen, how things went from when he was discharged to when we've come to, you know, the appointment then. And she basically was just like, oh, okay. Like, it was all brand new information to her. Made me wonder if she was even involved in the, like, in my boyfriend's case in general. So she's like, well, we can try and reschedule. They had a date like over a month ahead. And I was just like, that's not happening. You're going to find something sooner. So they're like, we can do the 29th. And I'm like, well, my boyfriend's like, that's your birthday. Are you sure you want to go? And I'm like, if it means that you can like progress and like start moving toward being like not quite back to normal, but just healthy in general, I was like, we got to take it. So that's pretty much where we're at. This new house has 3 bedrooms. It has a master bedroom and 2 spare bedrooms is what we call them. I have my bedroom and my boyfriend has his bedroom. His is a game room. Mine is a music, yoga, craft, makeup, reading, all of that sort of conglomerate room. I will show you like a little bit of a walkthrough tour kind of thing. So welcome to my room. Here is my makeup desk and there's all my makeup on my bookshelf. Got that set up right away second I moved in. Got my keyboard so I can practice my music. Have all my candles set up with all my movies and I have a lot of music and things like that in there. Over here is a lot of my hair products, face masks, nail polish and things like that. Stuff that wouldn't go in my bathroom because I keep getting smaller bathrooms every time I move. In there is my Poshmark stuff, shipping things, products, you name it. Everything you can think Poshmark is in there. We got all my craft stuff right in there here. Here we have my cat toys and then the dog toys because my nephew Teddy needs dog toys to play with when he comes over. He's a dog, by the way. And then here is my bookshelf with all the books that I most likely will not be reading, but I have hoarded throughout the years, and my friend gave me some of those books. But I wanted to let you know what was going on, what's been going on, why I haven't been filming, and where we're at now. My boyfriend is living with me for the foreseeable future, hopefully till we get married and have kids and, you know, forever. But so that means that my filming will be kind of hindered because my boyfriend can't really go anywhere right now. He's kind of just at home. That's why I'm filming here in my office at work. So we're trying to figure things out. I'm trying to figure out how to film without making it like weird, but it's a little hard to do that right now. So if you have any tips, put them in the comment section because I'm very interested to know how you make this work because I feel like he sort of knows about my YouTube, not career, but career, you know, my hobby because I don't make money off of YouTube. Feel like he knows about it, but it's still weird to me to like try and film a video and talk to a camera while I can like hear him downstairs or coming up the steps or in the hallway or something like that. Like, it's weird. So I don't know how I'm going to make this work. I'm going to try to make it work, but videos are going to be far and few in between for a while because I'm still dealing with a lot right now. I'm still trying to get through everything. I'm trying to get through the holidays and enjoy myself. Meanwhile, everything I feel like is going wrong. I've had all these additional bills and like adult responsibilities I've had to like take on just because of like my current situation, like with life in general. So I've really had to step up and become like adult Tawney, and I don't like that. So it's been rough. But thanks you guys who have stuck around, who have, you know, continued watching my videos, who have liked and commented, who have stayed subscribed or subscribed recently. Feel free to check out any of the links below. I have my Poshmark. I think I have my Wattpad listed. I am also on Ream now. If anyone would like to subscribe to any of my my tiers. I have 3 separate tiers, and you can also be a follower, which is free. Reem is sort of like Patreon, so you have different tiers that you pay for. You get different perks, but I will be uploading sort like a lot of my writing on there. I'm kind of trying to not so much lean away from Wattpad, but kind of find a place where I can upload stories without worrying about them getting deleted. Because if you remember that happening early this year, I feel like that was sort of the start of everything tumbling for the rest of the year. Summer was great. Summer was really good. And then things just imploded after that because fall sucks and I hate it. And now winter's here and it's like, oh my gosh, like, here we are. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Ring that notification bell if you haven't already, so that way you get notified when I upload my next video, because I honestly don't know when it will be. So stay tuned for that whenever it is. Make sure you have your notifications on so you will get notified, because who knows what's gonna happen, when's gonna happen, if it's gonna happen. And yeah, bye guys.